Hey guys, it's the Rideshare Reseller, and it's morning, and I promised you a sold video, so here is my first attempt at that, and we will see what we come up with. Just wanted to say good morning to everybody. In the background there, there you go, you can see the books. I am so far behind on books, way behind. I need to, sorry, let me fix that chair. I got a bad chair here. The books are, I'm just behind. It's been a busy weekend. You can see the snowman back there. That's one of my picks from last week. So anyhow, I've got a lot of books to do. I've got to mow the lawn, usual household things. I've got huge allergies, so excuse my eyes. It's been really, really bad. But I definitely want to get this video done for you and show you what has sold, and hopefully you guys can glean some information from that, just like I do from your videos. I like watching your videos to see what's sold, from you. And then from there, I learn a lot. So this is how we learn. We learn to see what other people are finding and what is selling. So let's just jump into it. Let's start right off with number one. I've got about 25, I think. So let's see if we can get through these pretty quick. I will resize my screen. Give me a second here. All right, first up is this 49ers faithful flag that I found at the Goodwill. Total cost that I paid was $369. I think people thought this was some kind of wine boxes. You always see those here in California, and they're empty. There's nothing in them, but this one had a flag in it, and a quick comp of it showed that it's valuable. It was a flag given out to the season ticket holders. And I don't know how it ended up here, why somebody gave it away, but it wasn't even out. The flag had never been taken out, nothing. So picked it up, and it sold for $70 plus $9.95 shipping. You will notice that it says FedEx Smart Post. I don't know if you can see it. Hopefully you can. I ship about 80% of my stuff FedEx Smart Post. That's how it will start. Doesn't mean it will go that way, but it's the cheapest way, especially on medium to large size items. From there, if it's a little cheaper, I'll move, and faster, the key is cheaper and faster, I will move it to that direction to get it to the customer faster. But FedEx Smart Post on large items is about the only way to go. There's just no other way. So another good little find. So let's take a look at number two. All right, you'll see this that I think this picked us up on Friday just to show you how fast. These are those two Hawaiian koa wood bookends. I put it up, and within 5 minutes, it had sold to somebody in 2 zip codes away from me. And $47.05, I took the best offer. Shipping was $12.95, so I made a little bit on shipping. So this here, those bookends were $3.99, and I made before fees and everything with this $53 because shipping was half the price. So $53 in a heartbeat. Unique items. I always look for bookends. I look for the unique ones. You find them, grab them. $4, $5, $6. They will sell. Very interesting items to look for. So don't skip the wood aisle. I guess they call it the wood aisle. All right, let's get the next one. Next one is, well, this was probably my favorite pick, period, in a long time here. Let me see if I can get a little bigger. All right, I'm over here. Anyhow, this was a item I found at the Goodwill. Now, I've got these two guys at this one Goodwill who I really like. They're great employees. I really say hi to them all the time. Super nice to them. They're just great people, and they kind of help you out. Well, anyhow, they pushed this bin out, and I guess I didn't see it at first, and went back around, and there was this snake coil looking thing in the bottom, and there's a guy was kind of looking at it. He was looking at it, and he tells me, "Oh, I think it's just a steamer." And I kind of knew it was not just a steamer. It was pretty large, and it was a weird item to see at Goodwill. So I grabbed that thing and put it in my cart, and right away I knew what it was. It was a Chevy Volt car charger, 240 volt car charger. And I knew I had something, just had to figure out where to look it up. but it was only $14. $14. And I had a lot of watchers. I had a lot of people lowballing me. I think I was at $229 originally, sort of something like that. And I really wanted $200 for it. So I gave it as free shipping, and it sold for $200. $200. Some guy thought it was a steamer, so I just happened to be there at the right time, and it's amazing what people will give away. There was no way to really test it, so I was kind of flying blind, but I got positive feedback about 2 days ago. So she's fine. And there's a $200 item for $14 to $200. Let's take a look at the next one. All right. Car radios. Car radios are pretty darn good, especially some of them. This one was brand new. I got this at one of my new thrift stores. It was $3. $3 for this radio. Sold for $50 plus $19.50 shipping. This one I did put in a flat rate box. It just made more sense. Fit nicely, and it worked out perfectly. So again, car radios, especially some of the Mercedes ones and some of these other ones, you're taking a fly because you can't really test them, but you're hoping that people are removing them to put in some kind of navigation or something else. That's generally what happens, and you're hoping for that. But if you do, you get a return, you just take the return, and you just realize, hey, you got to gamble on some of these. But $3 is not going to kill me. The shipping, whatever the shipping is, that won't hurt either. It's part of doing business. You just got to sometimes take a fly. All right, let's get to the next one. All right, old media. Everybody, old media is very, very good. Okay, there you go. Gotta get my screen back. Old cassette tapes. I only buy the high bias ones. The cheapy ones I don't even bother with. They're just not worth it. High bias is the way to go. This was bundled 4 and 2, so 6 total tapes. I probably paid $2 max. $2 max. Maybe $1.50. Sold for $28, $3.50 shipping, and someone in Spain bought this. So somebody in Spain did buy this guy. Look for VHS tapes, again, the high quality ones. VHS-C, VHS-C, High 8, all of those, but the really good quality ones, and they got to be brand new. I don't even mess with used ones. There are people who sell used ones, but I just don't mess with them. So keep your eye out for that. All right, this was a fairly recent item. This was woman's Crocs that I bought at a garage sale for $8. They sold for $34.95 and $9.95 shipping, so $44.90 total. Went FedEx Smart Post. I believe she was in Texas, so it was I was right around the shipping cost for that. And when it comes to clothing, that's something that I just do not have a lot of knowledge about. So I'm learning how to buy it and how to sell it, and what to buy and what not to buy, especially on the women's side. The women's side, it's complicated for me. There's so many brands, and all the tags look, that's how all the tags are fancy and nice, and you just think, wow, those have got to be, worth something. And then you do a quick search, and it's not worth much anything. So again, it's the brands that matter, and you got to really know those. And I have a friend, Charlie, who is another reseller, and he's helping me out. He's been real good about that. That's another thing, guys. Meet the other resellers in the Goodwills, the Savers, the Salvation Armies, the garage sales. Hey, we're all there to make money and try and find stuff. We're not always going to find everything in the store ourselves. So it helps when we find other guys like that will give you information, and you will give them information. And then only thing, you get better knowledge from them. And why not celebrate their find, and then they'll celebrate your find. Maybe that day you got a $200 item, they got a $30 item, but then the next day they got the $200, you got the $30. There's no reason to get too overly worked up over all that. Celebrate with them. It's great. I love watching other guys get things and people get things. It's part of just life, and you can't just go out there and just dominate everything. It's fun to go out and say, hey, I'm going to go, knock it dead, but maybe you're not going to get anything, and the other guy got everything that day. But I enjoy celebrating with other guys. So, hey, if you've got great finds, put something in the comment. I would love to hear about what you found that was fantastic. And that gets me excited too. So just remember, other resellers can give you some information. Be friends with them. They may be a clothing expert. You may be an electronics expert, and you swap stories. All right, let's go on to the next one. All right, I told Commonwealth Picker about this one. These are dice cups. Every leather dice cup that is ribbed, that's the inside, that you can find, pick up. A couple bucks, that's about what you pay, $2-3 max. They will sell fast. The vintage ones sell for about $40. The newer ones, $20 to $25, depending on where you're at. They ship first class, so they're like $4 or $5 to ship. So every time you find one, it's a quick $17 to $25 find, generally speaking, and they sell quickly. At Savers one time, I found 4 at one time for $1.99 each. So 17 basically times 4, $68 pretty quick. I almost consider them like ink. You get ink? Oh, ink is golden, right? You've seen what I've gotten for ink. I got a set of some ink cartridges Friday for $2.99, sold it for $40 in a day. If they're the right ones, they're going to sell instantly. Same thing with dice cups. If you got the right ones and you're priced right, they're going to sell. So keep your eye out for the good dice cups. All right, up next. All right, for you guys who are not FBA, I am FBA, excuse me. So I do sell books on FBA, but occasionally you are, as they say, blocked. You cannot sell that particular book for whatever reason. I never understood it. Most of the time I think it's kind of a counterfeit situation. So when you're sourcing the books, you will have to double check eBay. So don't forget eBay. So here's what I did with this book. Show you how this RideShare works. There were 2 books that this gentleman had that I really wanted. They both were going to sell for about the same, $60 each. So he wanted $2 each for them, and this was on OfferUp. I was out Ubering, sent him a text message, said, hey, if I'm in your neighborhood, can I text you and stop by? And he said, sure, if I'm home, pick him up. So I got a ride that was within like 2-3 minutes of his house. I stopped after I dropped the passenger off, texted him. He said, sure, come on over. Literally like 3 minutes I was there. He likes that because I'm there in 3 minutes. And he had other books which I scanned, which was Scout IQ, but they were not anything. So I just bought these 2 books for $4. This was one of them. Sold it on eBay instantly, almost just like that. Bam, quick. $29.95, free shipping with medium mail. Knocked out a $20 profit on this easily. So if you are if you're not doing FBA, don't give up on books. Look for programming books, medical books, and certain textbooks. Don't be afraid to, if the book looks cool, scan it. You just never know when you're going to get the really good one. But always check your comps on eBay. eBay is tricky. There's a lot of guys on there, so you need the right book on eBay. All right. So let's go on to the next item. All right, going back to the clothing area. This is the Salvatore Ferragamo shoes that I found. I found 2 pair of Salvatore Ferragamos and Michael Tashi. 1 pair. Lady was asking $50. I got her to go $50 for the 3 pairs of shoes, and then she had some Slade locks for $5 each. Problem was, I forgot my money. Luckily, she was right down the street. So I ran and kind of gave her. I had $20. I didn't have enough. I don't know what I was thinking, but I gave her the $20. Said I'll be right back. She was very nice, and I went and got my money. Came back and got the items. And this is the first pair of shoes to sell. So it might be a little long tail on the other 2. But this pair sold for, you got it right, $250 with $17.95 shipping. So you think that $50 purchase is paid off? It sure has, and I've got 2 to go. So name brand Salvatore Ferragamo. They were brand new in the box. The other 2 are also brand new. So I might have to adjust pricing on those 2, which I probably will. But look for those name brands, guys. All right, here's another item. Backpacks. This is a Kipling large greenish gray Alcatraz 2. Saw this at a Goodwill. This was just on the shelf. I don't know how long it was there, but I got lucky. It has a little animal attached to it, a gorilla. All of their bags kind of do that. It looked pristine mint. It looked really nice. $12. So I put it in my cart and then comped it, and I was like, wow, I ended up selling it for almost $80, $79. And I paid $12 for it. I did pay $12. But look for the really quality backpacks, briefcases, that kind of stuff. REI, North Face, Patagonia. There's others. Kipling is one that you probably maybe never heard of or haven't heard of. But there's Kipling is one to keep your eye out for. And that went FedEx Smart Post because of the size. And that was a local one, so it didn't kill me too much. It was about $9 shipping. I believe it was up in the San Francisco Bay Area. So backpacks, pretty cool. All right, now this is a good item, and this is because again a lot of people won't look at this. This was a professional quality laminator. It's a little wider, so 12.5-inch wide. The cheapy ones, you see those just to me, those aren't worth it. So I ran across this professional one and said, ooh, I will take that. And I believe this one, believe it or not, was $5 at a Salvation Army. And it had the instructions, it worked, I checked it out there. All you gotta do is plug that in, see if it heats up. And so put it back in the box, and it sold within, I think I put it on, it sold within about 10 days. Sold it for $75, free shipping. Again, FedEx Smart Post, a no-brainer. So again, older electronics like this, you got to know what it is. It's more of a professional type one, and it sold for $75. So keep your eye out for those. Another one of my favorite finds was this track lighting by Tiala Lighting. There were 2 of them, 5-head lamp, nickel finish, Goodwill. $6.97 is what they had each one marked at. And the crazy thing is on the box, it was from Home Depot. The one box was pretty new, the other box was a little beat up. $168 is what it said on the Home Depot sticker. Why are they pricing it at $6.97? I don't know. Okay, and I grabbed them if they were that and comped them. And both sold, each one sold for $139 and $20 shipping. So $158.95 times 2. $317, $18 for $12. So 12 into 3 over 300. Just got to really keep your eye out for this stuff. Lamps and lighting, specialty lighting. It can be expensive. Same thing with faucets. Faucets can be very good too. So all that kind of stuff, just keep your eyes open for it. All right, let's go on to the next item. All right, a little shout out to Rake and Profit. He likes to hammer the games. This was a Monopoly Surfing Edition rare one. Got it at Savers for $2.99. I don't know how long it was sitting on the shelf. Couldn't have been long because they have a big game selection there, and these guys will grab it pretty quickly. So I got lucky. Sold it for $40 to a person in Finland, so they paid the international side. I had free shipping, so I made about $20 on it, but I still made 20. The newer games, I'm trying. I'm ungated. I don't know which line I am. Again, ungated, but haven't been able to put anything in from them. I have found lots. I got a Scrabble Deluxe Edition here that I wish I could put on Amazon, but I can't. So I have to sell it through eBay. I would make good money on Amazon, but gated, can't get it. So I think Amazon it's going to be tougher for us newer guys to get on ungated in many categories in They're asking for invoices, that kind of stuff. So it's going to be tricky. I'm just counting on the books and see what happens after 6 months or a year as far as being ungated. If anything unlocks, I'll let you know. But in the meantime, I just am doing books and hopefully in the future some other things. So look for rare vintage games. You got to make sure all the pieces are there. That's a big key. So you got to spend some time in the store looking around, double checking. Don't discount though if the pieces are missing, because then people need the pieces to update theirs, which are missing. So you can sell the pieces. So that's another a way of approaching these vintage games, is grab them for the pieces. All right, let's go on to the next item. How about this, huh? I told you guys about this many times. Let me get a drink here. Sorry about that. Arnold Palmer. 35 millimeter cameras. Keyword here, 35 millimeter. Another keyword is all weather. Those sell really well. Not all of the 35 millimeters are worth something. You're going to be looking for Olympus, Sony, Canon, those kind of names. You got to get them for $3 to $5, no more really. I have a couple of those that I've sold that have all the accessories, and they can get more money, $60, $70, $80. So don't discount these little point and shoot 35 millimeter cameras. I don't know what people do with them, but all I know is they give me money for them. So look for those. Great little items. This was an Olympus Stylus 105 point and shoot. Again, I paid $3 for this one. Where you'll find a lot of them is flea markets and garage sales. People are they just have no clue, absolutely no clue. You can get it for $1, dollar there. So really look out for those. All right, this was another cool one. This one here is pop art, and I found this at a Goodwill, and I had a friend in there he's a lighting guy and he's a silver guy, and I beat him to this one. I didn't mean I beat him to it, but he was in the store at the same time I was, and I had it in my cart, and he knew exactly what it was, and he's like, "Wow, you found that?" And I said, "Yeah." It's not a expensive item because there's a couple online, so you got to kind of price it. Maybe I could have put it up to $20 higher and just sat for a while. But I like to move things, and I was going to charge shipping, so I paid $5. It's a David Chris bar light lamp. The olive in the little thing lights up. It's a metal kind of pop art looking thing, and I sold it for $49.95, $14.95 shipping. So $25 probably net profit. Very, very cool. Very good item. So look for those again. I always head to the lighting section. Tensor is a good brand for older items. Just keep looking around for these unique items. He was a little jealous, but this gets back to the point where how many times I've seen great stuff in his cart, and I go, wow, he found that. Well, I found this one. So it's, again, you're not always going to be the one to get the winners. And celebrate again, celebrate his. He was happy for me. He said, you got it. I said, just happened to be there, It's kind of like my little one-up on him because he is so good at things. He's so good at silver. I am horrible at silver, and he's great at silver, and he's good at lighting. He's thrown me a couple bones here and there sometimes. So it's interesting how you build these camaraderies out there. Yeah, so just keep doing that. Keep building those friendships, people. All right, let's go take a look here. All right, this is part of the Ferragamo. These are the locks. The door locks from Ferragamo. There were 5. These 3 were the same, so I put them up for 3. I paid $5, and they sold all 3 for $119.85. And he was out of LA, so I believe I put that in a box that only cost me about $10 or $11. So big money on this. $15 into $120 total. Then take out the fees and the shipping. So $80 easy in profit. So remember to look for all this brand new wrapped up Schlesias items like that. All right, guys? Oh, man. Hold on here. Let's take a look. All right, getting back into some older video stuff. This is a Hi8 Sharp camcorder, had all the gear with it, case, all the cords, the manual, the whole 9 yards. Ended up selling for $79.95. I believe I paid, I know what I paid. I paid $15 at a garage sale, but I got extras. I got 6 Hi8 tapes, which I sold for $15, which was the price of the whole package. So this thing basically was all profit. I sold it for $79.95, shipping of $20, $100 on that item, guys, and I paid $15, and I sold those tapes. So keep an eye out for some of these. Again, these older 8mm, 35mm, they do sell. All right, here's a Sony item. Sony is like the Gucci of clothing. But I mean, Gucci to clothing and Sony is to electronics. That's what I should say. So this was a older DVD recorder burner, Handycam tape transfer with original box and manual. Not new. I paid $1,000, $2 for this at a garage sale. Sold it for $89, plus I got $10 shipping. Fantastic product. When I looked at it, I knew it was going to be worth something, and it was. So send it out FedEx Smart Post. Again, keep an eye out for that older electronics. Don't be afraid of it. All right, here we go. This is going to be another fun find. This was at a Goodwill. You probably watched my video, hopefully, of this. It looked like a blanket in a bin when I first saw it, so I ignored it. Didn't know what it was. It just looked like a fleece blanket of some sort. Thrifted the store, came back to the bin, still there. Was moving it around to try to get into the bin and realized it was not what I thought it was. And when I got it open, it was a sleeping bag. A very unique Star Wars Town sleeping bag. Did a quick comp, brand new, $300. I thought, okay. Went a little further. Found out that there were comps at $140 roughly on eBay to $100. So $12 was the cost. Put it up. I took an offer of $100 plus $30 shipping. Got lucky. They were in California. FedEx Smart Post was $15. So I really made $115 on the item. So take away 12. I had 100 minus fees. This was easy, $85 profit here. So again, another unique item just fell into my lap. And the more you go to Goodwills, the more you get your feet moving, the more these items like this are going to happen. If you're just sitting at home and not going to thrift stores, Goodwills, garage sales, then none of this happens to you. So yeah, it's again, if you're thinking about doing eBay and that kind of stuff and thrifting and all that other good things, get out, do it, get up, move out and start moving. It's some easy money. You can see what I'm doing here. This is not rocket science. So that's another great little find. Keep your eye out for unique stuff like that. All right. Hats. I'm not really great at hats. Hats are kind of like a necessity to me. Meaning you find them, you like them, you put them up online, and maybe they sit for a little while. Key there is price, generally. Price, $14 to $19 is a general ballpark on those. And then shipping. Well, this one happened to be unique. It was in a bin at the Goodwill. Pulled it out. It was all white. It didn't get damaged. All white, and it wasn't damaged. It was a TaylorMade, and when I did the comps on it at the time, $50 to $80. There were sales of $50 to $80. So I paid $5 for it. Well, when I got home that night, they were now in the 45 to 55, that kind of thing. So I put mine up for 45. Guy gave me an offer of 36 and paid the shipping. I didn't want to be greedy. I didn't want the price to start dropping because this was like, I guess, a special hat that had just come out or something. So I just bailed and said, I'll take $36 quickly. Like I said, that was in 1 or 2 days. It was gone. So don't be greedy sometimes. Just take the profit and run. There are times to be a little more greedy. I don't want to say greedy, but a little more. You want to make the better profit. Those times you just sit on it for a little while. But this was, in my opinion, this was not the time for this one. Just make the money and move. So really cool hat. Look for, I've got some other hats I've sold. Just you'll know when you see them. If they're very interesting looking, pick them up. All right. Thomas Kincaid, even though he's not around anymore, some of his stuff sells. And this was a $3 item at Savers, brand new in the box, DVD drawing basics, life pack. It has a DVD, a book. Very interesting thing. I didn't know that there was something like this, but this is old computer software, that kind of stuff. People will still buy this stuff, and especially if it's all new and all there. That's another ping. But this for $3, sold it for $35.95, free shipping. It was media mail, so probably no more than $3. So an easy $20-25 profit. Don't give up on. I like, again here, keyword is brand new software. I have an item online right now that's going to sell eventually. It's the Photoshop version 6. I have it up for $158. There's like 5 or 6 watchers. They're just waiting. Eventually, someone's gonna pop on that. With stuff like Photoshop and Office now, they're subscription based where you have to pay monthly. $9.95 is the minimum on the Adobe, Photoshop, and Lightroom. So those are the two you look for: Photoshop and Lightroom. The software, because people will just want to install that, and even if it's the older version, you still get a lot of value out of it. Especially if you're a photographer. I do a lot of photography, so I know that area. That's why I get attracted to cameras. And don't give up on that stuff either. That stuff is valuable. I paid $3 for that Photoshop, brand new in the box, so it's going to sell for some good profit. All right, let's go on to, got 2 more to go. This was another item in the Goodwill bin. It is small. It wasn't very big, and it had sunk to the bottom, so a lot of people had missed it. Grabbed it, and it looked like it could have been just a tchotchke, something small. But when I flipped it around, it was called iClips Duo 64 gigabyte USB drive. Ooh, I thought that's nice. $2, $1.99. The Goodwill. I don't know why they didn't know what it was. Could have been in their case. Sold it for $39.95 and free shipping. It cost me like $3 to ship it. Another great little find. So you gotta kind of dig in these bins a little bit, because the small things that maybe look like maybe a keychain or whatever, because that's called a Clips. It does have a keychain on it, but it was a little gold mine. All right, last item here. Another vintage or old, brand new in the box item. This was a new Black & Decker Steamworks wallpaper steamer stripper. And it was $5. And take a look what it sold for. $69 plus $20 shipping. Somebody paid nearly $90 for this old, new Black & Decker steamer stripper. Some of these older items work better than the newer items. So that's why they grab them. And it sold fast. And when I saw the comps online, I knew that I was going to easily get the $69 plus the shipping. So that's the key, is continue to look for new things in the box. Put them in your cart, move along, build your cart, then stop and do the comps. Sometimes if you just start comping an item, all these other good items are being missed, and this one might not be worth anything while you're comping. So load your cart, go find a spot, then comp them out, and then put stuff back. That's how you do it. So anyhow, guys, that was the last item that I had for today. Let me get my screen a little bigger. Wanted to say, thanks a lot for watching all my videos. Hope to keep doing this, keep building the business, and you will go along for the ride. I do enjoy watching your videos too. I learn a lot from everybody, so keep your videos coming. If you have a comment, put a comment in below so that I can answer it for you. Just remember to keep the faith, keep positive, and keep picking and keep looking. And if you're new and you haven't started yet, well, when's the best time to start? Right now. Get out there and start picking. It only takes one or two items before you get addicted. It really is an addiction. And again, thanks for watching the video. I will put some more out, and have a great day, guys.